passing game featured a lot, undoubtedly, because they do that. But for the first time, we'll see Roger Craig, the rookie fullback, featured as a runner. Bill Walsh told us that he fully expects him to have 2 or 3 games this year over 100 yards, and I know he wants him to get started today.
The 49ers are the second best offensive team in the NFL. The Patriots at the other end are 25th on defense. So what's the best opportunity for New England to have success?
Well, New England has basically stated that they'd like to come out behind their massive offensive line and just pound and pound away at the 49ers, keep the ball away from Joe Montana and the offense. On the other hand, I have a feeling that early in this ball game, they're going to go to one of their wide receivers, Stanley Morgan, Stephen Starn, or Clarence Weathers. They're burners, and they can break a game wide open. We'll see. Here's Dick Stockton.
All right, and the New England Patriots have won the toss, and Ray Wersching, who likes to really squeeze that football and gets better velocity, mileage, I would have to say, will kick off for the 49ers in white, and kicking off to a good return man in Ricky Smith. He's flanked by George Peoples and Keith Lee, and we're underway here in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and it's Smith inside the 10. And good speed, as you can see. Tough to bring down to the 32-yard line. And the offense now for the New England Patriots. Steve Grogan, ranked #1 in the AFC at quarterback. Tony Collins and veteran Mark Van Egan. Stanley Morgan and Stephen Starring, the wide receivers. The offensive line features John Hanna, one of the best ever to play the game. Derek Ramsey is starting at tight end number 88, acquired from the Raiders in the deal that sent Shelby Jordan and Don Hasselbeck to Los Angeles. And we have a delay right off. Good return by Smith. He took it out to the 33-yard line. The clock is not operating here. It's a 25-yard return by Smith. The New England Patriots coming in with a record of 2-2 following 2 straight wins, and the 49ers are 3-1. First and 10, 33. Morgan wide left, Starring to the right. Grogan, 9th year from Kansas State. In motion comes Stanley Morgan. And Tony Collins is stopped at the 35-yard line, picks up a pair, and Fred Dean made the stop. So the 49ers went in their nickel early. When they're not in the nickel, this is the way they line up. Pillars and Board outside, and Pete Kugler the nose tackle. And the linebackers, veteran Jack Reynolds, rookie Ricky Ellison inside with Keena Turner, who had a fine game, Willie Harper. And the secondary, Lott, Wright, Jervis, and Hicks. Second down and 8. Play action. Grogan has some time, a lot of time. And he overthrows Stephen Starring, who is a crossing pattern over the middle, and Eric Wright was covering on the play.
Well, Dick, the 49ers didn't start in the nickel. They just had Fred Dean in at linebacker in place of Keena Turner on that first play. That time, good protection up front by the New England Patriots. And right away, as we said at the top of the show, Grogan was looking for one of those wide receivers.
The offensive line, which has improved since the arrival of Steve Grogan. On third down conversions, the Patriots are virtually at 50%, 48%. It'll be 3rd and 8. Showing blitz, Rick Jervis on a safety blitz. And here's Collins, hit once behind the line. He does not get the first down as he brings the ball out close to the 40-yard line. So once again, the 49ers with all sorts of gimmicks. Rick Jervis ultimately did make the tackle, and it'll be 4th down in a punting situation for the Pats.
Blitz is very solid also against the run. Now, most people think that it's most effective against the pass, but if you're going in the right gaps and maintain your lanes on the blitz, it's extremely good against the run also.
A fine punter, Rich Camarillo, ranked 2nd in the AFC right now and one of the best in the NFL. In his 3rd year will be punting, and Freddie Solomon is back for the 49ers inside the 15. Good high kick and fine hang time. And inside the 15 at the 11, Solomon nowhere to go. He's out of bounds. Can't do any better than that on the punt and the coverage for the Patriots. And Andre Tippett was right there. 48-yard punt. Joe Montana, 2nd in the NFC as the quarterback. Jeff Moore for Wendell Tyler. Bill Ring is at fullback. Dwight Clark and Freddie Solomon, the familiar receivers, outside. Bubba Paris, John Ayers, Fred Quillen, Randy Cross, and Keith Farnhorse. Our fine offensive line. Russ Francis returns home at tight end. And now Roger Craig starts the game, number 33. We'll tell you more about what Bill Walsh expects from him as mentioned at the top. Solomon in motion at the 19-yard line, and here's Roger Craig. They want to get him off early, and picks up a few going off the right side. Tackle is made by Clayton Wysoon, who's playing in place of Nelson. They've switched their inside linebackers. So let's take a look now at the Patriots.
Little gimmick here now. The 49ers had a slot back. Ethan Ramson, the tight end, was lined up in a slot here. So they're showing some formations to the Patriots that they haven't seen before.
It'll be second and about 5. Joe Montana. 10 touchdowns, leads the NFC. Swings it out to Craig. And Craig is hit shy of a first down at the 28-yard line. Johnny Rembert and Andre Tippett, 2 linebackers, and young ones make the play. Toby Williams, who's starting in place of Marshall Harris at left end. Veteran Julius Adams at right end, and Dennis Owens is the nose tackle. Clayton Wysoon, Johnny Rembert inside, Andre Tippett, Don Blackman outside. Steve Nelson, surgery with a broken thumb, is out. A tough loss for the Patriots in the secondary. It's a first down. They just got over the 29, so call it 1st and 10 now at the 29 for the 49ers. And once again, Roger Craig has a hole off the left side. And Wayne, they're obviously going for the ball, and what Bill Walsh was telling us yesterday, with an inexperienced back, tendency to fumble.
Well, they said they're not used to, in college, to getting hit so hard and so many times as they are up here. He was concerned about that with Roger Craig. The 49ers are one-back offense going out there now with 2 tight ends, Russ Francis and Ethan Ramson.
Gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6, and Roger Craig, the early workhorse for the 49ers. No score. Montana tripped on Craig, and he's down. He was going back for an obvious pass play and tripped up on Roger Craig, who was going up the middle.
Craig is number 33, right behind Montana. Joe kind of stepped on the side of his foot on about his second step on the drop and went down.
They're going to count as a sack, and probably the easiest one the Patriots will ever get.
I wonder who they'll credit it to. That's a team sack, isn't it?
Right. We have a 3rd and call it 14 now. 49ers have not been successful on 3rd down conversions. Fred Marion, nickel back. And the 49ers just couldn't get anything going there. They got a first down, and that'll count as a sack, too. And Joe Montana's got to be wondering back there.
Well, he's having trouble with the turf. He just kind of stubbed his toe right here. Now, again, it was Craig that stepped up. They got tangled up again. So the rookie's a little anxious to step up and pick up the blitz and help up front, and he's tripped Montana up twice.
Craig is over there with Montana now, and I think Joe's a little upset at him. He's walking away and doesn't want to hear it right now. Tom Morris will punt from just about the goal line, and Ricky Smith is back for the Patriots. He is leading the AFC in punt return. The Pats right now have to smell good field position. Good high kick by Orris. And on his own 38-yard line is Smith. Runs it back near midfield. So the leading punt returner, Smith, gets it back to the 49. Carl Monroe makes the tackle, a 47-yard punt. And we'll take a break right now. New England will have the ball in good field position. Ron Meyer in his second year led the Pats to the playoffs in the abbreviated season. He came from SMU, and a disciplinarian to say the least, particularly last year.
Well, he said he felt when he got here that there was a lack of commitment on the part of the Patriots, and he's established that.
1st and 10 on the Patriots' 49-yard line. Derek Ramsey is indeed the tight end, number 88. Tony Collins carrying, goes nowhere. Collins, who gained 212 yards against the Jets. That's a club record just 2 weeks ago. And averaging 6.5 yards a carry, runs right into the veteran Jack Reynolds in his 14th year. He was rusty last week, he said.
It was an excellent fill right here by Hacksaw number 64. Steps in, reads it, and he's down at the bottom of the pile.
Pickup of a yard, 2nd and 9. Fred Dean is into the game. Tina Turner comes out. In the past, Turner has been a linebacker who's been there under every situation. Throw Grogan. Outside, Stanley Morgan. And hanging on him is Ronnie Lott. 12-yard pickup. It'll be a first down for the Patriots. And there's Stanley Morgan, the veteran.
It's just kind of what we talked about. Here's what they hope with these speed burners like Morgan and Starn and Weathers. Get the ball out here to them. Maybe somebody will miss the tackle like happened last week, and they'll break a long one. Ronnie Lott was there, and he was playing it cautiously.
Everyone seems to think the Patriots have to just run, but they're going to have to throw, particularly on first down, to keep that nickel off the field. First and 10 at the 40 of the 49ers. Patriots with the ball, no score. And here's Collins again, looking for the hole. Good move by Tony Collins, and he nearly picks up another first down, and he may indeed have. Let's wait to see where they spot it. Lawrence Pillars and Dwight Hicks combine to make the play on Tony Collins.
Willie Harper, the outside linebacker, turned around a little bit that time. Should take this play on the lead back here coming out with the inside shoulder. You see him kind of squared up and took it on with the outside shoulder. That means he can't bounce out and make that play.
Just missed the first down by less than a yard, so we'll call it 2nd and 1. And Morgan goes out to the right. They're at the 30-yard line. And Grogan can do just about anything he wants with this time. Gonna put it in the air. It's 2nd and less than a yard. With a lot of time, he throws it to Derek Ramsey. Touchdown, Patriots. That's the second touchdown reception for Derek Ramsey in a Patriot uniform.
Great protection again. Grogan's got all day to look around and wait for Ramsey. The 49ers obviously in a zone. Ramsey runs a straight on him from the tight end position down into a seam. He's 6'6", reached up, made a good catch.
That 6'6" really helped him. So the Patriots coming back home looking for that third straight upset have taken the lead. Tony Eason will be holding for John Smith. The kick is no good. The kick is no good. It is off to the right. And as we've seen many times, somehow, some way, that always comes back to haunt you.
Derek Ramsey, number 88 on the touchdown. Watch him here on ISO. Ricky Ellison takes him for a while. They're in a zone. They drop off. Jervis is in front right there. And the ball is thrown perfectly in front of Hicks. He was in the seam. Touchdown for Derek Ramsey.
And it's the third time that the Patriots have missed a conversion this year, but they lead it 6-0. It was a quick drive, just over 3 minutes. Grogan to Morgan for 12. Collins ran 9, and of course the 30-yard touchdown pass to Derek Ramsey. John Smith will kick off after missing the conversion. 6-0, the Patriots lead in the first quarter. Carl Monroe runs it out, the rookie from Utah. Gets it up past the 20. John Smith, who missed the conversion third time this year. George Peoples made the tackle. So it's 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Joe Montana. I'm sure that they worked out whatever problems they had back there with Roger Craig during that offensive burst by the Patriots.
We see that maybe once a year, and we saw it twice, 2 plays.
Still in the one-back offense, 1st and 10 on the 22. The pass out to Eason Ramson. And Ramson fighting his way and well, he's short by about 1.5 yards, close to a first down. The strong safety Roland James made the tackle. So Eason Ramson in his 5th year, and of course the 3rd-string tight end behind Russ Francis and Earl Cooper.
Right, but he's in there now for his blocking ability. He's a little bit better blocker at this point than Earl Cooper is, and that's why they have him in there. Kind of an unsung guy, Dick. You know, he's been with the team several years and go to training camp every year, and they think someone's going to take his job, but he hangs in there and wins the position every year.
These are the role players, the people beyond the top stars that have a role and win for you. 2nd down and 1. In motion is Ronaldo Nehemiah with a great speed. Here's Roger Craig. He has the first down. Barrels his way to the 35. So games underway in the National Football League this afternoon. Let's check on Green Bay. After losing to the Giants, ahead of Tampa Bay 7-0. Phil Epps, a 90-yard punt return to put the Packers in front. The Bears over Denver 7-0 in the first.
kind of funny what we have going on right here as you look at Montana in the huddle. The 49ers, a passing team, are trying to establish the run, and the Patriots, a running team, establish the pass on their first possession.
Isn't it always that way? Joe Montana, there's a lot of people curious as to what the Niners will look like without Wendell Tyler. Nothing new, as Zane indicated. That pass is caught by Ronaldo Nehemiah and out of bounds. He picks up another first down, however, at the 47-yard line. Ronnie Lippett, the rookie, makes the stop on the former world-class hurdler.
You know that world-class speed you're looking at right there. Number 42, Ronnie Lippett, the cornerback over on that side, knows that too. He gave Nehemiah plenty of cushion right here, and he ran the out pattern in front of him.
Ronaldo Nehemiah's best game was against the Cardinals when he caught 3 passes for good chunks of yardage. He hasn't really learned the game of football yet. He's trying to get into it more, but I'll tell you, the players have taken to him. First and 10 at the 47. Will Ring and Roger Craig in the same backfield. And Ring tried to set a block and couldn't do it, and the Patriots were there with linebacker Andre Tippett and Toby Williams, the rookie starting at left defensive end. So right now, we're going to go to the NFL Today with Brent Musburger for an update.
Dick, the Redskins lead the Raiders by 7 points on a Riggins touchdown. Here it's the Green Bay Packers' Phillip Epps with all that breakaway speed. This is an 89-yard punt return against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Pack leads the Bucs 7-0. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, Brent, on 2nd and 11, Montana is going to go deep. Penalty marker is down. He overthrows Nehemiah. But a penalty flag was thrown early on that play. Joe Montana, 3 for 3 for 27 yards before that play.
I think Nehemiah got held up downfield about 10-12 yards, and this will be a holding call against the Pats, and I think maybe number 26, Ray Claiborne, the cornerback. Nehemiah was going by him. He reached out and got some of him.
Gordon McCarter is the referee. They'll spot it at the Patriot 49.
Illegal contact, number 26, defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Eagle Eye Walker caught that one, and so Raymond Claiborne, who's off to a good start this season. It's an automatic first down, 1st and 10 at the 49. 6-0, the Patriots are in front. We're in the first quarter. Montana flips it out. Dwight Clark, his favorite receiver, has another first down for the 49ers on a cross. Andre Tippett again makes the stop for Clark, who had his first big day of the season last week with 7 catches against the Falcons.
Everybody out of the backfield on this one. Both halfbacks flared. Clark working on the linebacker right there, moves inside, then pivots out. The Patriots say that he never runs a definite pattern. They said they've looked at the films, and they really don't believe that he has a definite pattern to run on any play, that he just goes down and ad-libs.
Makes it tough.
Yeah, they're right.
Dwight Clark, leading receiver in the NFL the last 2 years, 6 minutes remaining. In the first quarter, Dwight Clark in motion. Second play action, and Montana has room to run. And Montana's going to have a first down inside the 25-yard line, and he'll do that. And what was Ron Meyer telling us just yesterday about the broken play, of which Montana is so adept at making into a good one.
1st and 10.
Not only does he run and get out of trouble, but he always keeps his concentration downfield. Now, the linebackers didn't know, as you watch Dwight Clark, and he'll give Montana some help downfield. The minute he sees Montana in trouble right here, watch him start blocking a number 42 Lippett. He's trying to get open. Now Joe's across the line of scrimmage, and watch Clark right here throw a block.
1st and 10 for the 49ers on the Patriot 23. And here is Roger Craig. And he's wrestled down. Andre Tippett. Ray Claiborne. Sanford was also in on the play, in a New Jersey for Roger Craig, who was the first pick for the 49ers in the 2nd round out of the University of Nebraska.
Good play that time by Andre Tippett. He's a load at linebacker. He can play down on the defensive line as an end. He took on the block by Randy Cross that time and had good penetration and stuffed up that run.
Has a lot of impact, a real eye catcher for the Patriots. Ring and Moore in the backfield. Bill Ring comes in motion. And here's Jeff Moore. He'll get kicked. Gets inside the 10-yard line. And another first down for San Francisco. They're rolling now. Roland James, coming up from strong safety, makes the stop on Jeff Moore, who is the leading rusher for the Niners last year.
A toss here. Now watch Ring in motion across the formation. He'll be a lead blocker out there. Dwight Clark, number 87. You'll see him out in front getting a block. Moore cuts it up and breaks the tackle and picks up good yardage.
And Moore goes out of the game. Roger Craig is back in there. 4.5 minutes to go. Bill Walsh looking over his list of plays. 6-0, the Patriots lead. Russ Francis starts in motion. Montana to tie the game up. He's got Russ Francis for the touchdown. And so Russ Francis coming back home, where he was an all-pro star for so many years with the Patriots. Catches the pass to tie the game.
Watch Francis now. He'll be in motion coming across the formation, and he'll stop. Pretend like he's going to block, hold a couple counts. Linebacker clears. He drifts in over the middle, fights his way in, and it's 6.
So for Russ Francis, that is his second touchdown reception, and the fans remember Russ. Montana holding for Ray Wersching, who will try to put the 49ers in front. And he does. So the San Francisco 49ers coming back as Montana, with a 15-yard run and some big passes to Nehemiah and Clark, have taken the lead 7-6. Taking off, Clarence Weathers. A story in his own right we'll tell you about. Inside the 5, bringing it out. Weathers on the sideline. Ray Wersching knocked him out of bounds. Clarence Weathers, only 5'9", 170 pounds, came from touch football to get a shot with the Patriots.
Yes, he did. He played freshman football for a week or two at Delaware. He's the brother of Robert Weathers. He was working out with Robert Weathers and a couple guys here, and he was spotted by Lou Erber, the offensive coordinator, and said, this guy can play. Erber says that Weathers reminds him of Cliff Branch, the great wide receiver of the Oakland Raiders, the LA Raiders, excuse me.
32-yard reception against Pittsburgh, so you're in the right place at the right time. Eric Ramsey is in motion. Mark Van Eaton carrying for the first time, and he is brought down by Dwayne Board, who played the run nicely. And now for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
And Dick, the Packers are showing something they did not Monday night against the Giants. Here they come again. Lynn Dickey to the rookie from Arkansas, Jesse Clark. It's a 75-yard touchdown. 2 big plays already by the Packers. They lead the Buccaneers. Let's go back to Dick.
The Packers really coming back with a vengeance after that loss to the Giants on Monday. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 49ers lead 7-6, and Van Eaton gets the call again, and is stopped. And this time, Dwight Hicks forced the run nicely from free safety. And the 49ers have really prevented New England from getting started on the ground.
Using Fred Dean as a linebacker, 3-4 with Dean at linebacker, moving around in there. Talking to Keena Turner yesterday, and he told us that if Fred Dean could practice and play linebacker for one solid year, he'd be an all-pro at linebacker, just like he is an all-pro at defensive end.
Keena Turner. Third down, 7. At the 38-yard line. In motion, Stephen Starring, the rookie sensation at wide receiver, and there's Starring. First down for the Patriots. That's the 49er. 49. Rick Jervis brought him down.
Oh, he is so extremely quick. Big touchdown last week against the Steelers. Watch him here now. Come down about 12, 15 yards, break it outside. After he makes a reception, he is so quick he almost ducks under this tackle and gets away.
14-yard pickup, and Starring, first catch in the NFL, was a 73-yard touchdown play against the Colts, coming in averaging 41 yards a catch. First and 10, 49. Who comes into the ball game primarily a blocker, but a good hard runner, similar to Bill Ring's style. Gets it to the 45-yard line. And Dwayne Board with Ronnie Lott combining to make the stop on Mosi Tutupu, normally a short yardage runner, very popular here.
Second half, 6. Ball at the 45.
It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Patriots. Ron Meyer He's come in with rebuilding situations just about everywhere he's been. College and, of course, here in New England. Grogan at the 45 of San Francisco. 20 to go in the first quarter. Starring was in motion on the play. And going deep for Stanley Morgan. And it's intercepted by Ronnie Lott, and it'll be a touchback. Ronnie Lott just stayed with Stanley Morgan step for step, and you couldn't do a better job against a real speedster.
It was almost like he baited at Grogan a little bit. He was about a step off, and then when the ball was in the air, he closed and easily made the interception. That's got to be a confidence builder for Ronnie Lott, who has said that he's had problems with the deep pass lately because he's taken too many chances out there. But in the scheme of the defense, he played it extremely well here.
And for Ronnie Lott, his second interception of the year, the 8th for the 49ers, and that ball was in the air 55 yards. The turnover, 49ers will go on offense. Problems that the secondary had last year.
Dramatizing was a good word for us.
He knows the right words, Bill. 1:13 to go in the first quarter. Joe Montana. And that's his first incompletion of the game. He was 5 for 5 till that point. Let's pick up some scores.
Second down and 10.
It'll be second down and 10 with 1:08 showing on the clock. And we'll keep you posted all day today what's going on around the league. Second down and 20 for Joe Montana. Second and 10, they get back on his 20. In motion is Jeff Moore, is a pretty good receiver coming out of the backfield. This one goes to Roger Craig. Craig cutting upfield. Has the first down to the 32-yard line. So Roger Craig showing that he can indeed handle the ball and be effective as a receiver. Picks up 12 yards. Good block by Fred Quillen. Johnny Rembert, the linebacker, makes the stop.
Yeah, but Montana threw this sidearm. Toby Williams, number 90, gets kind of back on him, and he just threw it sidearm, threw it under somebody's arm. Got it out to Craig in good shape.
Wayne, starting with this drive, the 49ers averaged over 7 yards on first down. The Patriots only 3, which is exactly the opposite of what Ron Myers hoped. First and 10 at the 32. And the whistle blows. Craig and Bill Ring in the backfield. Bill Walsh told us we'd see a lot of that.
Ball start, number 51, offense.
Randy Cross, the right guard. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited.
It'll be first down at 15. Ball at the 27.
Ball start, number 51, offense. Still first down.
It'll be first and 15. Earl Cooper, number 89, has come into the game at tight end, and he may be at this point a better deep receiver than even Russ Francis, who made his reputation that way.
He's got great speed.
Ball at the 27-yard line. 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the pass intended for Jeff Moore. Don Blackman was with him all the way. Solid right outside linebacker for the Patriots, and Ron Myers says maybe the steadiest of all.
Second down and 15.
Third-year player right there on the outside, and he says it's been tough for him because he's played under 3 defensive coordinators in 3 years, and he's just now really feeling settled with the situation here, and his play really shows it. He's come on.
Rod Rust is their current defensive coordinator. Fred Marion, number 31, in the nickel back. Second and 15 at the 27-yard line with 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Here comes the blitz. Montana throws it away, and they don't throw the flag. Larry McGrew is one of the biggest linebackers in the league at 6'5" and 233. Put terrific pressure on Montana.
Good protection originally here, then it breaks down to the left on the outside as McGrew comes in, number 50. Montana throwing in the direction of Dwight Clark there, but.
Larry McGrew from Southern Cal was his second-round draft choice. He's in his third year. 3rd and 15. Montana to throw. And Freddie Sullivan makes the catch at the 46-yard line, and they get out of trouble. The 49ers on this 18-yard pickup have a first down. And that man Sullivan doesn't always get the credit, does he?
Dick, he's a good receiver, and this is just a great throw by Montana. He had to put some touch on this, and he actually threw it before Solomon made the cut. The 49ers don't do that a lot. It's a great touch on the ball by Montana to get it into Solomon.
That's his first reception of the game. He has 14, second to Dwight Clark. 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Solomon right now averaging over 21 yards a catch is his career high. 1st and 10. The Niners at their own 47. Should be the last play of the first quarter. Montana in trouble. Bill Ring. What a catch Ring made. He was hit by Tippett as he caught the ball and held on.
Tippett was right in between there, number 56. He didn't know whether to go for the ball or play the man, and had a chance at an interception here. Pretty risky pass by Montana. I think he wanted to go over the middle to Jeff Moore right here, but he was well covered. You see him cruising through. And then Tippett, the man on the spot, and a good catch by Ring.
And it looked like Ring was just not going to let Tippett get a hold of that ball. He used his body well. So that's the end of the first quarter here in Foxborough, with the 49ers leading the Patriots 7-6. Foxborough, we start the second quarter with the 49ers leading the Patriots 7-6, and they have 2nd down and 11 on their own 45. Roger Craig. If you listen to Bill Walsh, he says he's going to have 100-yard games before the end of this year. His longest game coming into this ball game was 9 yards. Sanford and Wysoon make the tackle for the Patriots.
Rick Sanford along with Blake Wysoon in defensively for the Patriots.
3rd down and 10 now.
On the 47.
John Smith missed the extra point after Grogan hit Ramsey with a 30-yard touchdown in the first quarter. And then Montana to Francis for 8 yards. Doug Rogers, number 65, is coming in the ballgame now, and he puts terrific pressure on as Montana's pass is incomplete. Julius Adams with good pressure. And it'll be 4th down.
You can't get any better pressure than that initially, basically, on a quarterback. They got good penetration. They were back there. Montana does that so well. Avoid the problems.
Joe Montana, as we said, coming in now, has 11 touchdown passes on the year, most of any quarterback in the NFC coming in. Clarence Weathers is back. Ricky Smith shaken up and may not be back. Tom Morris, former Miami Dolphin. And a fair catch is called for by Rick Sanford. So the Patriots will take over at the 20-yard line when we come back. A 33-yard punt, no return. Steve Grogan has had his ups and downs here in New England. Seems to be as solid as ever right now. Tony Collins trying to go wide. Rick Jervis forced him back, and he was ridden out of bounds for no gain really at the 21-yard line by Willie Harper and Ricky Ellison. Mark Van Eeken, of course, in the backfield with Tony Collins, a great addition, the all-time leading rusher for the Raiders. He's 31 years old and actually came home. He was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, lives in Cranston, Rhode Island, and one of the better blockers you'll ever see.
And he's a good role model to have around for these young backs. He works hard, blocks well, shows up every day, and doesn't fumble.
2nd and 10. And here's Collins again going outside. Hacksaw Reynolds was chasing him, and he may have picked up a yard, that's all. So the 49ers are playing the run very well up the middle and also showing their pursuit ability here.
But Hacksaw, I bet he was tremendously sore earlier in the week after seeing his first action last Sunday. Dean makes a good play, gets out in the pursuit, and Hacksaw, with good lateral movement, out to make the stop. He surprised a lot of people, Hacksaw did, in the training camp this year with his speed in the 40, or in a mini camp they had.
3rd and 9 at the 22. Robert Weathers, number 24, is in at running back, and Clarence Weathers, 82, is in at wide receiver. 3rd down. Grogan under some pressure by Fred Dean, and there's the sack. That's the first one of the game for the 49ers, who had 8 against Steve Bartkowski last week. And it was Jeff Stover also in. It was Dean and Stover combined. There's a guy who's there for his raw talent that they hope will develop.
As you look at Fred Dean there, who took an outside rush that time, we had Stover, number 72, on, who didn't play college football. He was a shot putter at Oregon.
Dean and Stover. Freddie Solomon is back, and Rich Camarillo will punt from the 1. The 49ers held defensively. Not a good kick. And a fair catch called, but it takes the Patriot bounce and goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So Camarillo got a break right there. Why not? He's one of the better punters. So the 49ers will go back on offense when we come back with 12:50 remaining in the second. Kicking again after the 49ers accepted a penalty. Camarillo with what a kick. Inside the 40-yard line, and Solomon can only bring it out to the 43. What a kick by Rich Camarillo. Actually got a better deal of it the second time when the 49ers accepted the penalty. Dwight Wheeler was an eligible receiver downfield, and a 54-yard punt by the second-rated kicker in the AFC.
Ball is spotted now at the 44-yard line.
Here are the standings in the NFC West, showing the 49ers in front. But a hot race there. And our viewers in the West next week after the NFL today will see New Orleans at Atlanta in the first game of our doubleheader, then the LA Rams at San Francisco. It all starts at 9:30 a.m. 1st and 10 at the 44. Jeff Moore for a couple up the middle, give him 4 yards on the play. For our viewers who are watching in the East, who are concerned about the NFC Eastern Division, we've got a couple of NFC East battles for you next week. In the second game of our doubleheader, the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. First will be Washington and St. Louis, and that starts at 12:30 Eastern with the NFL today. 2nd down at 7 at the 47. 7-6, the 49ers lead. Play action for Montana, and Jeff Moore. And a fine pass from Joe Montana has the ball inside the 35-yard line for a first down. A 19-yard play, but great touch by Montana throwing over the linebacker.
You call it. It was great touch, and they froze the linebacker some. Excellent play action faking right here. They really sold this fake going into the line. The fake to Bill Ring. Montana put it back on his hip. Had to loop it over the linebackers who were frozen for a couple steps by that play action, and had it right on the shelf for more.
11.5 minutes remaining in the first half. 1st and 10 at the 33 of New England. 7-6 to score. The 49ers lead. Bill Ring. Interesting story about Bill Ring that we discovered. How many times did he have a chance to make an NFL club, including Canada? And we'll deal with that shortly. Right now, for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger. And a short drop. Batted down at the line of scrimmage by Johnny Rembert, who's getting a chance to start. We have not emphasized much, Wayne, the injuries that the Patriots have had at defense, and they are really tough injuries indeed.
Well, they are. They've been chewed up all year long defensively. And now, particularly at the linebacker spot with Steve Nelson out. Good penetration here and a good effort. As you see Rembert making the start. He's a rookie. Leap up and get a hand on the ball.
There is Rembert, who's getting that chance. 4th-round draft pick out of Clemson, a fiery linebacker. Luther Henson is out with a knee. George Crump. And Kenneth Sims, the #1 draft pick. So a timeout is called right now by the 49ers. And will return to Foxborough. We'll see what the Niners do. 3rd and 5 at the 28. Montana looking. He has Nehemiah. Nehemiah has a first down. Well-executed play. Roland James, the strong safety, makes the stop on Ronaldo Nehemiah.
But Nehemiah lined up that time, Dick, at the fullback position behind Montana in the backfield. They flared him out from that position, hoping to get him on a linebacker and fool him. There he is, number 83, Nehemiah at fullback. That's the first time he's been there, I'll bet. Found him out wide open in the flat. Now, you give him a little seam there, and he might be gone. That's what they were hoping for.
What did the Patriots tell us yesterday? With all the different formations, they do everything to try to confuse you. 1st and 10 at the 19. Montana being chased by Johnny Rembert, and he's going to get him. Back at the 30. That's the 3rd Patriot sack.
It gets to be a guessing game out there with the defensive signal caller, of course, and the offensive signal caller. This time, the Pats were right on as they went with a blitz. Rembert, number 52, lined up inside, came over the guard position as the guard blocked down and came in on a no-touch on Montana. So they guessed right.
Loss of 11 yards. 2nd down, 21. Johnny Rembert making the most of his opportunity here, starting at inside linebacker. Steve Nelson out. Broken from Montana now 10 of 15 for 104 yards with his 16th attempt. And he fakes and runs. This was a play that was set to run, and Montana slides inside the 15-yard line and is shy by about 4 yards. Rembert makes the stop, and it looked like that was a set play.
It looked like it was a quarterback draw play. The thing about it was he held it longer than I've ever seen anyone hold a quarterback draw play. Back here, the steps, a pump fake.
Ball is at the 14.
I'm not really sure whether it was planned or not, but he came out of there in good shape. Usually they go back about 3 steps on that, Dick, make the little pump fake, and then start up. Montana was back about 5 and hesitated. That's why I think it may not have been planned that it was an ad lib.
Looked pretty good either way. 3rd and 5 for Montana. Montana has Earl Cooper, and Earl Cooper has a 1st down at the 5-yard line. Rick Sanford makes the tackle on Earl Cooper, who's wearing number 89 for the 2nd week. He changed from 49 to 89 and is now a tight end and a fine runner and receiver out of Rice and a former number 1 draft pick.
Asking if moving to tight end was tough for him. He said, no, he said, didn't bother me at all. It's just like moving to fullback from halfback.
He said he never expected he'd be playing tight end or fullback. Right, with him running back at Rice. 1st and goal. They spotted at the 2-yard line. 2nd back, Moore. Tripped up at the top. He's in for the touchdown. Claiborne had a shot at him, and Jeff Moore got away. And the 49ers have added to their lead.
Jeff Moore, who was a real find last year for the 49ers. He was a free agent waived by Seattle, signed by San Francisco. A good adjustment right here. It's jammed up the middle. He bounces it out. Claiborne, the cornerback, looked like he was up in good shape, but he couldn't get Moore down.
Jeff Moore, who played at Seattle and the leading rusher last year with only 281 yards. And Wendell Tyler had more than that before he got hurt. Wershing with Montana holding. The kick is good. And so we have 8 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the 1st half. The Patriots scored first in this game, but the 49ers now lead it by a score of 14-6. This year, they've outscored their opponents 66-16. So this has been their best quarter of the year. There's your scoring drive. It's 14-6. Patriots scored first. Ray Wershing will kick off. And Clarence Weathers is back. Squibs this. Picked up by a linebacker at the 30-yard line. And it was Tim Golden. Golden brings it out to the 34-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 now.
Now I think New England back in a situation where they came out and tried to throw the ball around a little bit to start the game with, in a situation now where I think they'll go back and establish their running game behind John Hanna.
Penalty flag on the field, way upfield, and it appears to be an offsides call against the Niners. Here's Gordon McCarthy.
Offside. Several players on the kicking team decline. 1st and 10.
So the 49ers like where they got the ball out at the 34. It'll take over 1st and 10. Grogan is 3 for 5 for 54 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. 8:26 remaining in the 1st half. Grogan hasn't gone to the air much. On a delay off the right side, Derek Ramsey was in motion. Rick Jervis, the strong safety, makes the tackle on Van Egan. Been a terrific addition, as Wayne Walker had mentioned. It'll be 2nd and 3 now at the 34. Philadelphia leading Atlanta 14-0 after the Eagles were surprised by the Cardinals last week. Washington continues to lead the Raiders. 2nd and 3. In motion, Ramsey, and here's Van Eegen. He has the first down. A familiar Mark Van Eegen with that kind of charge up the middle, has a first down at the 49-yard line, and good blocking up front.
No question. And they've got a great offensive line. John Hanna, number 73, and Brian Holloway over on the left side that time, and Pete Brock, the center. As good as anybody in the National Football League as a group.
Rick Jervis made the tackle. It's a first down for the Patriots. Eric Ramsey in motion. He caught the touchdown pass early in the game. This pass to Stanley Morgan, who is hit hard by Ronnie Lott and will help Stanley up. What a hit by Ronnie Lott, and we've talked about how physical Ronnie Lott is in the past.
Hey, without question, I think he's the most physical defensive back in the National Football League. You say he weighs 200 pounds, but you stand next to him, he looks like he's 215 or 220. I know he's not, but he is the biggest 199-pounder I've ever seen.
Morgan coming into the game as the leading receiver on the Patriots, and Ronnie Lott defending. 2nd down 6. Mosi Tutupu is in there at fullback. Tutupu picking for a hole, is stopped short of a first down. On 2nd down, they'll spot it at the 40-yard line. Right now, for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Dick, who misses Tommy Kramer? Here comes Steve Dills again for Minnesota against the Dallas Cowboys. Sammy White, 37 yards, and he was all alone. They lead 14-3 over the Cowboys. Back to Dick.
All right, we'll be following that Dallas-Minnesota game, Brent. Fred Dean comes out of the game. Tina Turner back in for the 49ers. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Patriots. Tony Collins and Mosi Tutupu are the running backs. Ball at the 40. Grogan looks one way, and he hits his man. Stanley Morgan spins away, first down. Good call by Grogan, 13 yards to Morgan.
It was a great call, because had they been unsuccessful and thrown an incompleted pass, it would have been 4th and 1 with pretty good field position, and they could have tried it again on 4th down. Try to pick it up as a run. But Grogan with the fake right here and the throw, and right on the money.
Morgan set a club record for career yardage against Pittsburgh, breaking Jimmy Colclaw's mark. That's what he's done today. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. 14-6. In motion is Ramsey, and here's Tutupu. Stopped once, and stopped at the 25 finally by Rick Jervis. How many times has Jervis been in on a running play today?
Jervis has been, you can't call him a real find because he's been around for 3 years, but he's performed extremely well this season, filling in for Carlton Williamson, the strong safety.
He forced a fumble and led to a touchdown, the first touchdown last week against Atlanta.
Other teams are starting to notice him, too. St. Louis Cardinals told us that they were going to run away from him if they had the chance.
2nd and 7 at the 25. In motion, Stephen Starry for the Patriots. And Grogan gets it out once again to Morgan. Morgan following the wall of blockers. And Eric Wright coming in to make a fine play, busted the blockers, and brought Morgan down. That was a terrific play by Wright.
I guess a fine play. He had Brian Holloway, the big 280-pound tackle, out there staring him down. And Eric ducked under him and made the play. It was almost self-preservation. Watch number 76 come out in the flat now in the red.
At the 18-yard line.
Number 76 will be here. Now watch him duck in under it and make the play.
He had to get away from a block by Starring, and then, of course, Holloway rumbling in with a 6'7", 288. And a good play by Eric Wright, to say the least.
You know how scary that is, to be about 8 yards downfield and look up and see 280 pounds in front of the ball carrier out there?
Maybe for Eric Wright. For you, you didn't mind that too much.
Gives you a little bit of adrenaline, I'll tell you.
Cincinnati leading Baltimore in the 2nd quarter. And other scores from around the league. Third and inches. Ron Meyer, Nevada, Las Vegas, SMU, was in the player personnel department of the Dallas Cowboys. 5-4 last year, got him in the playoffs. 3 tight ends, Lynn Dawson, Derek Ramsey, and Brooks Williams, number 80, in there on 3rd and 1. In motion is Brooks Williams. And Tony Collins is caught behind the line of scrimmage by Pete Kugler. So the Patriots lose yardage on that play, and Pete Kugler, who continues to draw raves for his fine play at nose tackle, just snuffed that out.
Another guy that's starting to get noticed around the league has had 2 or 3 good weeks in a row at nose tackle for the 49ers. Against Brock this time, he took a charge to the right and out-muscled a real strong man at offensive center, I'll tell you.
The Patriots will settle for a field goal attempt right now. Tony Eason will hold for John Smith. It'll be a 37-yard attempt. Smith missed his first 2 this year and now has made 3 in a row. He already missed the conversion early in the game. 37-yard attempt. And it's no good. It is off to the right, and penalty flag is down, so let's wait. Eason was run into a little bit. Let's check to see what they'll call it.
Roughing on the Niners, I bet you anything, and New England's going to get the ball now.
I will pick up my flag. Blocker action caused the contact with the kicker. No foul. The kick is real good.
They said that Eric Wright was blocked into the holder. We saw them all go down. Here's a kick, right number 21 coming in, and he was pushed from back. That's a good call.
Very good call.
Glad they talked it over and changed it. That's the way to do things out there.
They knocked everyone down. John Smith's kick is no good. The score remains the same. It'll be 49ers ball. Smith missed a conversion. He just missed a 37-yard field goal. Carl Monroe, number 32, is in the backfield now and is going in motion. Montana's throw to Dwight Clark. Dwight Clark stayed in bounds before Ronnie Lippett gave him a knock out of bounds.
Pretty strong wide receiver there, number 87. He took that first tackle on and stayed on his feet and then paid for it with 2 more helmets in his ribs.
Dwight Clark, one of 2 49ers, married during the year. He got married after the opening game, which was on a Saturday against the Eagles. And Bobby Leopold got married last week. What do you think of that?
I agree.
2nd down and 1. Bill Ring. See where they mark it. Doug Rogers, former Atlanta Falcon, number 65, makes the stop, and Jeff Moore was shaken up on the play. I think they're short of a 1st down anyway, and Moore's hurt. That's the last thing the 49ers need with Wendell Tyler. By the way, has a dislocated shoulder, and they say could be back for the game against the Saints in 2 weeks. We're going to take a break. 3:19 to go in the first half.
Seymour, number 25, going down backwards there. Looks like he had his leg under an uncompromising position. And we'll let you know how it is.
It was under Bill Ring, I think. 3rd down and 1 at the 29. Quarterback sneak and a 1st down for the 49ers. Moore, if he's out, leaves the 49ers with Craig and Ring and Carl Monroe. Now, Earl Cooper can also play in the backfield. I think it's something, of course, sometimes he lines up that way. It's something that Bill Walsh doesn't want to do because Cooper now is a tight end. But he's going to be left with 3 backs if Moore has a problem and can't come back.
And they actually have enough formations, you know, where they just go to 1 back anyway, where he could just use kind of a 1-back offense with motion and things like that. They do have their options, even though they're down to 3 now.
Well, Ring is joined by Carl Monroe, the free agent rookie, number 32. And here they come on a blitz. Gets it off, giving ground. Earl Cooper and the Patriots alert defensively. And a loss of something like 5 yards on that play. Well, those young linebackers, Rembert in particular, having a fine first half.
They're extremely active. Quick screen right here now to the tight end. Montana comes back. The better screens are the longer you hold them. But you see, Montana couldn't hold on to that ball long because it looked like there was a safety blitz coming from the outside.
Roland James on the blitz. give the Patriots credit with the way they're playing defense, limiting the 49ers to only 14 points with a team that is really riddled by injury. 2-minute warning right now, and we'll be back to Foxborough in a moment. Straight games on artificial turf, all on the road, of course. Second down and 17. Out of the pocket is Montana. Drills this one, and the rookie Ronnie Lippett made a fine defensive play on the pass intended for Sullivan. Ronnie Lippett, 8th-round draft pick from Miami, who has started every game this year.
The other veterans in the defensive secondary, guys like Rick Sanford, think that he's going to be an exceptional cornerback. Said he has gone through the year so far, has not made any major mistakes, and they like his aggressiveness.
And he's playing in place of Mike Haynes, who's a holdout, who has been an all-pro, and a lot of pressure on Lippett because they're not going to Claiborne as much on the other corner. They're going to Lippett. Jeff Moore has a sprained knee, is the report. 3rd and 17. Montana 13 of 19. Up the middle to Russ Francis, who has it, and looks like he has the first down as well. A first down for the 49ers as Russ Francis has it at the 42-yard line, a 17-yard pickup. There you can see Montana signaling for a timeout, I believe.
A good effort here by Russ Francis right at the end, right as he catches the ball to hold on to it. He was hit pretty hard here. Just as the ball got there, he stayed on his feet, held on to the ball, and struggled to pick up the first down.
The nickelback Fred Marion looked at a 3 or 4. No timeout called and 1:15 showing. Francis, a very successful return to Foxborough today. 1st and 10 at the 41. They're going to go deep for Nehemiah. And it's just overthrown. Ronnie Lippett, the cornerback, covering Ronaldo on the play. 49ers have mixed their plays well. They have more yardage passing than in rushing, but probably better balance than they had last week even.
You know, so many teams talk about getting ready to play the 49ers that they're the toughest to prepare against because of so many formations. And we've mentioned a couple times in their games that they come out with a list of about 20 to 25 plays, and just Bill Walsh goes right down the list, and it's hard to get a tendency on the 49ers.
2nd and 10 at the 41. Solomon is in motion. And here's Carl Monroe getting his chance, and Monroe is cut down after picking up a couple of yards. Larry McGrew, the linebacker, and Roland James, the strong safety, make the stop on Monroe.
New England reacted pretty good to that sweep because it looked good. Both Randy Cross and Bill Ring had people down outside on blocks, but good hustling by New England on defense.
The 49ers call the timeout. That's their second, leaving them with only one now with 58 seconds remain. The Patriots have all 3 of theirs. Next Saturday, the Crimson Tide of Alabama visit the Nittany Lions of Penn State. College football on CBS, and it all starts with the NCAA today at 3:30 Eastern. Bama, of course. Ray Perkins 4-0.
Ray Perkins replaced a legend. Now he's going to coach against one.
Defending national champs Penn State, winning yesterday and trying to come back from their slow start. NCAA today starts it all. Montana really has spread out as he usually does his receivers when he, dishes out what he's going to throw.
Yes, Cooper has 2 catches and Clark a couple. Nehemiah has caught 2 balls. Freddie Solomon 1 for 18 yards, and Russ Francis, the tight end, 2 for 1 touchdown.
Patriots scored first when Grogan went deep to Derek Ramsey for 30 yards. John Smith missed the conversion, and Montana to Francis on the play we're talking about made it 7-6. And in the second quarter, Jeff Moore went 2 yards for a touchdown. He, of course, has a twisted knee out of action. That's where we are, 14-6. Bill Ring is the lone setback as Montana 3rd and 7 at the 44. And wide open is Freddie Solomon. Freddie Solomon gets by. And he's into Patriot territory and wisely goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Freddie Solomon with his second catch, this for 20 yards. So he's keeping his average gains per catch right up there.
He always outquicks somebody in the course of a ball game. Extremely quick feet and reactions and moves.
36-yard line of New England.
Clock stops, 50 seconds remaining. 49ers with 1 timeout.
17,
Bill Walsh Trying to come back from a rough season last year. Joe Montana, 1st and 10 at the 36. This pass to Dwight Clark, out of bounds, picks up 4 yards. Don Blackman makes the tackle, and the clock stops with 46 seconds to go. I'll remind you that coming up at halftime, Brendan Irv with scores and highlights, plus Charles C. Canty taking a look at overtime games this year in the NFL. There have been 8 of them, and the record is 13. So maybe we'll break the record for extra sessions. Second and 6 for San Francisco. They're at the Patriot 32. Going deep, and in a play that, from Montana's standpoint, familiar to the Dallas Cowboy game in the NFC title affair a couple of years ago. Got a great rush from Dave Browning.
Just recently acquired. He was, of course, a starter for the Oakland Raiders. Browning was, number 74 for New England. For a couple of years, started as a rookie, was waived this year. Even had a tryout with the 49ers a week ago. Came back here, had a tryout with New England, and they decided on him first.
He was traded to Tampa Bay, actually, before the season for Charlie Hanna. John Hanna's brother. 3rd down 6 at the 32. There's the time remaining. 14-6, San Francisco leading New England. Nehemiah's in the game. And Carl Monroe rushes inside. He is stopped short of a first down by at least 2 yards. Don Blackman, linebacker, makes the stop, and the clock continues to run. It will be 4th down and a long 2 for the 49ers.
Montana's letting the clock run down, Dick, to a point where they're going to attempt a field goal. It's 4th down, and he just wants enough time off the clock, so all they'll have left is just time to kick the field goal, and New England won't get the ball back.
They let it go down to 2 seconds. Because, you know, sometimes you can let it go down too much. Remember, Don Chula was telling us last year, with 2 seconds to go, if you have a penalty on the offense and you can kick it again, and the clock runs out, you may not get that chance. So sometimes it's not wise to let it go down as far as 2 seconds. So Ray Wersching, who has yet to miss this year, he's a perfect 4 for 4 in the field goal department, will try to add to the 49er lead. Native of Austria. Never looks up, right?
Does not. He has not taken a peek at the goalpost yet. He believes in lining his kick up by using the hash marks, and is superstitious about it.
This will be his longest attempt this year. It'll be 45 yards with Montana holding. And this should be the last play of the first half. And the kick is good. It hung up there and just went over the crossbar, and Ray Wersching is now.
The time of possession is pretty important right now. New England has to cut that down for the 49ers. That's their ball game, keeping the ball.
Eason Ramson starts out at tight end along with Russ Francis. Bill Ring, number 30, is at setback. And the 1 running back offense. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line for Joe Montana. Ring up the middle. Montana was 16 for 24 and 1 touchdown pass. Bill Ring spent a lot of time in Pittsburgh with Rocky Bleier. In fact, was a partner in a wine distributorship when he was not playing football.
I think a projected wine distributorship. I don't know if I got off the ground or not.
2nd down and 8 at the 33. 30-minute here of the 3rd quarter. 49ers trying to win their 4th straight game. Montana goes up the middle to Russ Francis, and another first down into New England Patriot territory. At the 47, Johnny Rembert makes the stop, and another 20-yard pickup by Russ Francis, who must be loving this day. Terrific.
This is the way the 49ers started the game. 1 running back and 2 tight ends in there. And they're working the tight ends. You see Francis get an inside release, go down, just find an open spot, turn and wait for Montana to deliver.
Up to this game, Francis has played better as a blocker. He has been a terrific blocker for the 49ers, but they're unleashing him as a receiver here, and they miss him still. Third reception of the game. 1st and 10 at the 47. Carl Monroe picks up 5 yards on the play and gets to the 43. Jeff Moore will not return. So you're going to see perhaps a lot of Carl Monroe from here on in. He's 5'8", 166 pounds.
5-yard gain on the play.
Strained knee for Jeff Moore.
Ball at the 42.
2nd and 5 at the 42-yard line. Craig and Monroe are the setbacks, and Solomon goes in motion. Montana lofts it. Good touch there. We saw it in the first half, and we see it on that completion to Freddie Solomon.
You know, Dick, it almost seems impossible, but Montana's still getting better. He just gets better and better every year and every game. That's just a tremendous throw he made out there with that touch on it.
At the 35-yard line of New England.
Right here, good protection up front. They've got a blitz on, but it's picked up well, and he just loops it over and in there to Solomon.
Donnie Blackman was the defending linebacker. 1st and 10 for Montana and the 49ers on the New England 35. Carl Monroe in motion way outside, and the flip to Roger Craig. Craig goes outside and picks up 7 or maybe 8 yards. Roland James, the strong safety. And good blocking on the right side of the line by Keith Fawnhorst and Randy Cross. Roger Craig, we talked to him before the season opener. He says, yeah, Wendell Tyler's here, and I'm here to block, but I want to carry the ball too.
Well, he's going to get his chance now, especially with Wendell out of there. And Bill Walsh thinks it's very important in the second half of any ball game to have fresh running backs in there, ball control to protect your lead. So it'll be Craig and Ring alternating back there in tough situations.
He had gained 16 yards on 6 carries in the first half. 2nd and 2 for the Niners at the 27. Carl Monroe, that's Roger Craig, and he may have fallen forward, good for a first down. It's a good second effort by Roger Craig.
First down for the Niners.
May not be able to make his Nebraska Cornhusker team these days, the way they're piling up points.
Well, he was the 4th leading career rusher in Nebraska. He played, he was a tailback when he first got there. They switched him to fullback, and he didn't get to carry the ball much the last couple of years, but they spotted him in the draft, and they think he's got great potential, great ability.
Look at that first down story. You look at the yardage in the game, it's almost even. Then you look at that. 1st and 10 at the 24. Monroe is in motion. Montana on first down. He's down. Dennis Owens, the nose tackle, and that's the 4th sack of the game for the New England Patriots. The only rookie free agent of last year, number 98 from NC State, Dennis Owens.
Loss back to the 28. Loss of 4 yards. 2nd down to the 14.
This time we said 4 sacks for Montana, but remember the first 2 were stumbles, and the first couple plays of the game when he went back to throw and tripped over Roger Craig's leg. So 2 legitimate sacks by the Patriots, who are doing a pretty good job on defense. They've been on the field a long time.
2nd and 14 at the 28 now. Carl Monroe tests the left side. He gets to the 25-yard line, so he makes up 3 of those 4 yards. Fred Marion.
Fred Marion on the tackle.
The nickelback, number 31, forces the play. He has challenged the starter Sanford at free safety earlier in the year. He's out of the University of Florida in his 2nd year. In fact, what did they say? 32 or 33 of the squad are played in the league 3 years or less.
Marion was an All-American there at Miami and a real hitter.
3rd and 11 at the 25. It's 17-6. The Niners lead the Patriots. Montana running and out of bounds. Fred Marion again involved in the play, chasing him there.
Forced out of bounds by Fred Marion.
We talked about the youth of the New England Patriots, one of the younger teams in the National Football League.
At the 18.
32 on their roster. 3 years or less.
They don't have many 5, 6, 7-year players, and you know, usually on any ball team, that's the heart of your club.
Ray Wersching will attempt a 36-yard field goal. He's already hit on a 45-yarder. 4th down. And Wershing. Good.
Guy's a machine, Dick.
Isn't he? He remains perfect. 6 for 6 on the year. Ray Wershing has added the field goal to give the San Francisco 49ers a 20-6 lead over the New England Patriots. So the big play in this drive was a 20-yard pass from Joe Montana to Russ Francis, who has caught a touchdown pass, and he's been the key man of many key men for the Niners. Clarence Weathers at the goal line. Fumbles, and Tom Holmoe of the 49ers may have recovered it. San Francisco ball. Tom Holmoe, the rookie from Brigham Young.
Somebody got a pretty good hit out there. Holmoe got the recovery. But it looked like maybe Milt McCall, the linebacker, number 53, on the hit downfield.
And an injured, and it is Weathers who is hurt.
McCall leveled him.
Clarence Weathers is down.
Let's see if it indeed was Milt McCall. He's number 53. See him right here, fight off the block, come in, get that helmet right on the football, and pop it out of there. Good effort right there by the outside linebacker from Stanford.
That's the second turnover by the Patriots. Ronnie Lott intercepted a pass, and now the 49ers will have the ball at the 25-yard line. But we have an injury timeout here in Foxborough, and so it's 18 for 26 for just under 200 yards and 1 touchdown pass. Roger Gray gets inside the 30. Don Blackman makes the stop.
You don't play this any better than Don Blackman did at the outside linebacker. Number 55, the right outside linebacker. Kind of a counter move here. Randy Cross is coming out on the pole. Now watch number 55 play off the block here. Reach out and make that stop. That play like that'll get you in the Hall of Fame. You do that about 20 times a game.
He's had a neck injury, but doesn't show it, does it? 2nd and 9 at the 24. And here's Craig again. Outside. Runs into his sea of red jerseys and goes out of bounds inside the 20.
All right, Don Blackman again, but this time Bill Ring got him down. On that sweep here. Now watch number 30. He's the lead blocker. 55. Down he goes. Win some, lose some.
Ray Claiborne and Clayton Wysoon make the tackle finally. So now we have a 3rd down and 4. And of course the 49ers are indeed in field goal range, where Wershing has been on the mark. He's hit 2 in a row. It's 20-6, but let's see what Montana has in mind to get the 1st down. 4 wide receivers in the offense. And up the middle, terrific pass rush, incomplete. He had Mike Wilson up the middle as perhaps the closest to the ball. And a terrific pass rush up the middle by the New England Patriots, who are missing Kenneth Sims, George Crump, Luther Henson, and of course Steve Nelson, Wysoon, and Julius Adams, a 35-year-old veteran. So Wershing is on.
Going through his routine out there. Just seen him tap Montana on the shoulder pads a couple times.
36-yard attempt. Ray Wershing looking for his 3rd straight field goal in this game. High snap from center, and this kick is up, and it is good again. Ray Wershing 7 for 7 for 1983, and this one is good. A 45-yarder, a 36, and this one is good, and it's now 23-6 49ers. And he's ridden out of bounds beyond the 20-yard line. Robert Weathers is, by Eason Ramson. So the Patriots will go on offense with 9:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's 23-6, the 49ers lead. 1st down was going to be an important percentage here in this game, Wayne.
Ron Meyer said they had to have at least 4 yards, at least 4, the very minimum, to get good leverage on the defense, and they haven't been getting.
Steve Grogan is 6 for 8 for 77 yards. He has 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception. Coming into the game, number 1 passer in the AFC. Van Egan, the lone setback, and a play-action pass. And this one is overthrown Stanley Morgan, the intended receiver. So Grogan goes back again. Grogan was a mad scrambler back in 1976. Used to run all the time, and then he threw a lot when he had some bad knees 4 years later, and he was bitter last year when he lost his job to Matt Cavanaugh, who, by the way, is the backup to Joe Montana on the 49ers, and finally has settled down and matured, and they like what he's doing.
He says, I don't have to force the ball anymore because I don't have to make all the big plays on this team.
Can't tell so much today, but that's a fact. 2nd and 10 at the 23. Grogan. Derek Ramsey, penalty flags fly. Ramsey was hit by Ronnie Lott. And of course, when you're trailing 23-6, you've got to put the ball in the air. That'll be against the 49ers. And it'll be an automatic first down for the Patriots. Defensive holding. McCarter marks it off.
Holding. Defense. 5 yards. Automatic first. Number 24.
Rick Jervis called for holding. It's been a relatively penalty-free game, just 2 on each side for a total of 10 yards. It's been pretty clean that way. 1st and 10 at the 28. There's Van Egan. A yard, maybe 2, and that's all. Well, the 49ers really have shut down the inside run, something that William Andrews got rich on last week for the Falcons.
I was just going to take a peek to see who was in there. Stuckey, number 79, is in there. John Hardy, and they're playing tough up front.
Second down and 8 at the 30. Showing you the linemen's jerseys on the Patriots, and there's a bit of a story there that we want to get to. Play action on 2nd and 8. Grogan with enough time, going deep for Derek Ramsey, and he had it and it went through his hands. He had beaten Rick Jervis, and he just dropped the ball. It went right through.
Had about a step on Jervis. Jervis was not in bad shape. It was a good throw by Grogan, but Derek Ramsey couldn't come up with it. Ramsey, a great athlete. He was drafted by the Raiders. He was a college quarterback at Kentucky. Played a couple years on the Wildcats basketball team. Tremendous ability. He led the Raiders in receiving a couple years ago with 52 catches.
Lynn Dawson normally is the starting tight end, an underrated player and a good blocker, but Derek Ramsey will make more things happen as a receiver. Tim Collier, nickelback, number 47, 3rd and 8 at the 30 for the Pats. Grogan, penalty marker down. Pass is incomplete. Stanley Morgan, the intended receiver. And Morgan and Cedric Jones pointing to the sideline. Some crunching hits in there. Dwight Hicks. Let's see what Gordon McCarter said.
Holding. Number 76. Offense. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 22. Defense. The penalty's offset. Repeat the down.
We'll do it over. Brian Holloway was holding, and here's Dwight Hicks on the 2nd penalty.
The free safety right here comes up and just gives it a little extra around the face mask area, and that's what they called.
So they'll do it again. It'll be 3rd down and 8. At the 30-yard line, the total offense story wasn't as close as we had said earlier at halftime. Kind of misread the numbers. San Francisco has a whopping edge, 274 to 120. We got it straightened out now. 3rd down and 8 with 8:38 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And Grogan. Good catch by Tony Collins. A tough catch and a first down at midfield. He just turned around just in the nick of time for a 20-yard pickup. Ron Ferrari covering him on the play.
And it was a courageous throw by Grogan. He'll stay in his pocket and release at the very last second and allow Collins to clear. His protection is going to break down here pretty soon. He saw it coming, but still released right at the last. And Collins made a good catch on his fingertips out there in the flat.
Collins on the receiving end. He's from a family of 16. He broke the Patriots rookie rushing record. Grogan now 7 of 11 for 99 yards. At the 49, 1st and 10. Deep drop for Grogan and a lot of time. Penalty marker down. Stephen Starring, and they're going to say that's a completed pass and a fumble, and Starring recovered his own fumble, I believe, at the 34-yard line. Rick Jervis with another big hit.
Have to look at that one again.
And a penalty against the 49ers tacked on. They ruled that as a completed pass to Starring.
I question whether he had a hold of it long enough to be a completed pass. Let's see. Yeah, he does. He came down with it.
Holding, number 59, defense, decline, 1st down.
Willie Harper. It's declined, and it's a 1st down for the Patriots, who trail the 49ers 23-6. And have a 1st and 10 at the 34 of San Francisco. This is probably the best offensive sequence that the Patriots have shown all day. Cedric Jones, number 83, is in motion. Play action, and down he goes. And it was Hacksaw Reynolds coming in from inside linebacker on a blitz for the 2nd sack of Grogan today.
All right, we said, it gets to be a guessing game out there, and the Niners that time blitzed, and Hacksaw got in there extremely quick. Number 64, just to the right of the official there. See how he works it. Straight ahead, and nobody touched him. A no touch for Hacksaw. Linebackers love those.
Did he have those eyes like a wild man when he was coming in then, you think?
I would imagine. With delight that he didn't get blocked on a blitz. That's when it's fun. Not fun for him.
Grogan at 2nd and 19. Way back at the 43. Van Egan, single back. Draw play to Van Egan. Oh, that's Robert Weathers. And Robert Weathers gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage. Eric Wright from cornerback makes the stop on Robert Weathers, who can play fullback or the running back spot.
He's a great talent, Weathers is. He's got tremendous speed for a guy his size. He weighs about 220 pounds. He ran a 9.400 in high school. Had an excellent game against the 49ers in the preseason.
Well, for the Patriots, this is an important play. They have 3rd and a little more than 10 at the 35-yard line. Collins and Weathers are the setbacks. Winding down to 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Grogan. Time fires. Inside the 20, and now they say it's an incompleted pass. Clarence Weathers thought he had it. The official said no.
Well, they're not liking it here. We'll see the end of it. Collier, number 47, coming in there trying to strip it out. It looks like the ball is loose.
It was loose under him. You're absolutely right, Wayne. It is 4th down. And with the Patriots trailing 23-6, they've got to go for it here. And it's still early to do it. Gamble of sorts for Ron Meyer. No question. 4th and the long 10. Up the middle, incomplete, no penalty markers down, and a terrific pass rush by Dwayne Board and Jim Stuckey.
And Grogan is hurt. He's shaken up a bit. Stuckey really planted him.
Cedric Jones was the intended receiver. That ball was overthrown by 10 yards. So on 4th down, incomplete pass. The 49ers will take over on downs when we come back with 6:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Over on downs on their own 35, 1st and 10. Carl Monroe, number 32. He's in motion. Mike Wilson, number 85, the other back, the wide receiver. This is to Dwight Clark, trying to turn upfield. And it was Ray Claiborne, the right cornerback, that stops him at the 39, a pickup of almost 5 yards on the play.
And this is a very critical possession and situation on defense right now for New England. They cannot allow the 49ers any more points on the board, or this ball game, I think, is gone for them. So what they have to do right now is start taking some chances, I'm sure, by blitzing a little bit and trying to send somebody in there to either sack Montana or create a fumble or a big play situation. They can't afford now to sit back and let the 49ers move the ball. They've got to take some risks.
Second down, 6 at the 39. In the past, Bill Walsh has kept the ball on the ground when he's had the lead in the second half to use up the clock. Roger Craig hit hard and thrown back. Don Blackman is playing a whale of a game for the New England Patriots, despite the fact that his team trails 23-6.
I don't think he was on a blitz that time. I think it was just good defense at the point of attack by New England.
Told us yesterday, he says, when I first got here, I wanted to do everything. I want to be good against the run, good pass coverage, and he's finally settled down where he is improving in pass coverage, but against the run, boy, he won't find much better.
No, he says, I want to be the kind of player that gets to stay in there every down. I don't want to come out when it's a passing down.
He's heading that way.
Yep.
3rd and 7 at the 38 now for Montana. 49ers. 12 out of 13 on the road. Bill Ring, far side of your screen in motion. And he's there. He catches it and gets a first down. So a missed tackle really hurts the Patriots right there. A 12-yard pickup. Fred Marion, the nickelback, missed Bill Ring. And Roland James ultimately made the play. So the Niners keep the ball.
Mixing up their plays extremely well, the run and the pass. They've thrown 2 times in the last 3 plays. And you kind of figure with this kind of lead, they'd be keeping the ball on the ground, but they're not. Montana here with good protection from everybody up front. Has plenty of time to toss it out to Billy Ring in the flat, and Marion came shooting by out of control and missed the tackle.
And we have an injured Patriot. And
trying to get in on a hit on Billy Ring, and he put a helmet on Sanford. He's only been around a week or so. Rogers has you, but you think he'd know his players better than that.
Midfield, 1st and 10 for the 49ers, who have run off almost twice as many plays as the Patriots. Montana complete, but only a 4-yard pickup, and all over the place. Dwight Clark appears to be at the bottom of that. Philadelphia leading Atlanta 21-7. Falcons losing to the 49ers last week. Could go 2 and 3. And the Washington Redskins leading the undefeated LA Raiders. Undefeated going into that game. Cincinnati 31, Baltimore 24. Green Bay 49-7 in the 3rd quarter over Tampa Bay. Interconference games today. The NFC is winning all 3, including that game. Chicago over Denver. 2nd down and 5 at the Patriots 45. Here's Bill Ring. And Ring close to a first down, maybe a yard short. And Andre Tippett, the linebacker, makes the tackle.
49ers doing now exactly what they want to, using time off the clock. Short passes, the last one to Clark. This a toss out there to Ring behind Keith Fonhorst. Misses a first down by about a yard.
And that one.
Yeah. But Grant always seems to come up with something against Dallas. The Vikings in the past have played Dallas well.
3rd and 1. There's Bubba Paris. Huge Bubba Paris, really getting better and better left tackle. 49ers are 7 of 12 on 3rd down conversion. That's better than they've been. And Joe Montana driving forward for a first down. And we'll have a measurement, and it should be close. Montana 21 of 30. He's gone to the air a lot today for 219 yards. He has thrown a touchdown pass to Russ Francis, has not been intercepted, has 11 TDs on the year.
You know, he said, I don't really think that I'm the leader of this team. Says in certain situations I have to be a leader, so then I will be. You know who his favorite quarterback is? You know who he admires more than anyone in the National Football League? Jim Plunkett. He said Plunkett gets the wins.
There's a man. 1st and 10 at the 39. Bill Ring. And a bootleg. Downfield. Going for Ronaldo Nehemiah. And Nehemiah has it at the 21-yard line. Ray Claiborne is claiming that he did not catch it in bounds. But the officials rule otherwise, and it's a 13-yard pickup. Another 49er first down.
Take a look now on the sideline. This is one of those calls I always thought if it were on the other side of the field, they may have called him out over in front of the Patriot bench, but they were in front of the 49er bench. You know? I think Claiborne might have had a legitimate gripe there. Can we take a look at that again and slow it down, guys, if you can? I don't know if he got them both in.
Penalty flag down. Unsportsmanlike conduct is a possibility here, judging by the way things are going here and the timing of the flag. Ray Claiborne. I don't think Ray let it go with that, so to speak.
Well, I know, but he's been in the league long enough, 7 years, not to do something like that. Even though you do get a bad call, you're going to get him, and he's been around long enough to know that. Let's see if it truly was a good or bad one. Watch the feet. Catch is made. One's in.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Go ahead.
Number 26 defense. 1st and 10.
Well, sometimes the angles aren't right when you look at a replay. Not that time. That showed it. Nehemiah did not have both feet in by any means. So it's 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line for the 49ers. The crowd ornery right now. Carl Monroe up the middle, gets inside the 10. Clock running, nearly 2.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The 49ers lead the Patriots 23-6 after New England got on the board first with a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. But they missed the point after, and things kind of fizzled from that point on.
Carl Monroe, the little guy there, getting more work this afternoon than he has all year long, that's for sure. He did get some extended playing time during the preseason, but it's the first time he's been in a real one this long. Doing a good job.
I'll tell you why the crowd is yelling in a minute. Montana under pressure and down, and now they're yelling double. Carl Yastrzemski got a base hit, and that's why they yell. They're showing his at-bats up here, as we mentioned before. But Julius Adams and Andre Tippett combined to sack Joe Montana. 5th time of the day Montana's been sacked.
So Yaz roped one to the outfield the same time that this happened. A little bit of a breakdown, and Montana tries to come out of there. Runs into the back of John Ayers, and he was trapped.
Julius Adams, the oldest member of the team, and you cannot complain about the pass rush. 35 years old. He has set an example for the younger player. 13th year for Julius. 3rd down and 10. They're going for it. Dwight Clark, touchdown. There's that man again, Montana to Clark, or men we should say. 13 yards.
Ray Claiborne tries to bring Dwight Clark off this ball in the end zone. Number 87 with good concentration, tucks it in. So it takes a pretty good hit right here. Clark didn't like it too much. He got up, followed Claiborne, and then spiked the ball right behind him.
But Dwight Clark, he now has caught 6 passes for 45 yards. He made 7 receptions last week against Atlanta. Continues to be perfect this year, both in conversions and field goals, and so now the 49ers have taken a 30-6 lead.
San Francisco 49ers 30. New England Patriots.
And Dwight Clark, with 6 catches today, has now caught 4 touchdown passes on the year and 3 in 2 games. We want to remind you that next Saturday, college football begins with the NCAA today at 3:30 Eastern, and then Ray Perkins against Joe Paterno.
Perkins would love to have the same kind of college career that Joe Paterno has had. I'll guarantee you that.
Alabama, Penn State. And the Crimson Tide undefeated at 4-0. That's next Saturday on CBS. So a minute and a half to go. And Wayne, it's the kind of quarter that Bill Walsh had hoped for. The 49ers open up a lead, good ball control and good defense.
They've taken New England be totally out of their game plan now coming in. They will not be able to run the ball. If they do, then they're just doing it for practice. So they've got him down into a one-dimensional type thing. I would imagine that Bill Walsh is over there, may have been talking to the officials about that hit in the end zone. It was a little bit late, and he probably just wants them to get things settled down a little bit.
Wersching will kick off to Robert Weathers. talking about the Patriots not being able to run so much. As you look at the scoring drive, they really never got on track in the ground game. In fact, Van Egan, 5 carries, 22 yards is their big gainer to Tupu 12 and Collins 17.
Well, it helped a lot having Jack Reynolds in there and having him in there for the second week. Not only, does he play well, but he helps Ricky Ellison, the rookie playing next to him. Reynolds makes the calls and moves the line, and it helps Ellison.
Ray Wershing. Weathers 2 yards in the end zone. Robert runs it out to the 15, 20, and moves it out past the 25-yard line. Milt McColl makes the tackle. So the Patriots go on offense. Keith Lee shaken up. We can expect Grogan to go to the air now. Grogan is 8 for 14 for 115 yards. He's thrown an interception to Ronnie Lott, a touchdown pass to Derek Ramsey. While we have a moment, in 2 weeks, CBS Sports will be at Belmont Park in New York to bring you live coverage of the Jockey Club Gold Cup and Champagne Stakes races.
Devil's Bag, the horse, right? The good one in that one that they like. I like the way they wrote this. It says the Strapping Colt.
Strapping Colt has become a leading contender for Horse of the Year honors, He had a record-setting performance last Wednesday, you remember, at Belmont Park. So 2 very special races. Saturday, October 15th here on CBS. Quick toss, and it bounces. Stanley Morgan, Clarence Weathers, both out there. Clarence Weathers, who was shaken up earlier, goes out. 1:16 to go. Third quarter. The New England Patriots lost their first 2, then beat the Jets and surprised the Steelers at Cleveland Stadium last week. Second and long yardage. Grogan. Lynn Dawson, the tight end, was the intended receiver on that play and was blitzed by Ronnie Lott coming up from the left cornerback position.
You see number 42 on our end zone replay. Ronnie Lott on Grogan's rollout come up for as the containment man. Play action there, but when you're this far behind in a ball game and it's 3rd and 10, play action shouldn't fool you. Watch Grogan. He knows he's going to get hit there right at the end by Lott, and he didn't flinch a bit.
We saw that last week when we were watching the Steeler-Patriot game, how Grogan hung in there against terrific pressure. That's what he's done in the game. He's 2 for 8 for 36 yards in the second half. Patriots are 3 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 10 at the 27. Under pressure again. This time he gets it off to Clarence Weathers, who has the first down. And just about a yard or 2 short of midfield, Ronnie Lott makes the hit on Clarence Weathers, who caught 4 passes, including a 36-yard touchdown against the Miami Dolphins. That's when they really started to take notice on Weathers. 21-yard pickup here.
And once again, Grogan, extremely cool back here. The Niners got a little stun on. Dwayne Board coming up the middle. There's Kugler back there, number 67. Grogan's not eating a sandwich back there when he's throwing. Now, he's got people coming at him all the time and doing a pretty good job handling it.
And Ronnie Lott is helped off the field. There's a man the 49ers can ill afford to lose for any amount of time.
Hey, Dick, I really think this, and I've been watching him a lot this year and the past couple of years. I think I've seen in most of the games that he's played. I really think all around.
Pressure. Grogan really took it off, but he got that pass off to Clarence Weathers, complete, and a first down. Grogan, Dwayne Board, or is it Pillars, both came in on him.
Watch the blitz coming in here now. 54 Ferrari set over to the left. Watch that block. Ferrari gave his body up. That time to no avail. Clarence Weathers on the catch.
Eric Wright defending, so Weathers with an 11-yard pickup has a first down. A fellow that Lou Erber liked, of course. Wayne told the story earlier. Played freshman football at Delaware State. Left school, played touch football.
He left school because he couldn't afford to buy books.
Should never be the case, right?
You can afford to now.
First and 10, draw play. Robert Weathers. And Robert Weathers with a blocking up front by John Hanna. And that'll be the gun. That will end the third quarter. So that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The 49ers 30, the Patriots 6. And we now pause for a word from second down and 7 for the Patriots as we start the fourth quarter. Dick Stockton and Wayne Walker of the 37 of the 49ers. And Grogan. Penalty flag now. And Grogan gets it away. He got a terrific pass rush from Pete Kugler at first, and then others came in. Jim Stuckey, John Hardy. And I had the feeling that Grogan knew that it was against the 49ers.
Well, it's load-up time right now for defensive linemen.
And they signal the preliminary sign is holding against the Patriots, not the 49ers. So if that's the case, the frustrations continue for Steve Grogan. Coming into the game, top-rated passer in the AFC, was for the second week in a row, off to the best start of his career. Marked off against New England. Back to the 47.
Holding, number 75, offense. Repeat, second down.
Bob Kreider, number 75.
That's Pete Kugler, number 67, who applied the initial pressure. There's so many guys back there. It looked like a jailbreak there.
You know, they all really missed him until he got rid of the ball, including Stuckey and Fred Bean. 8 seconds have gone by in this fourth quarter. It's second down and 17 for Grogan. They're at the 49er at 47, and he wants to talk it over with a timeout. Grogan with a touchdown pass early to Ramsey. The tight end 30 yards. A bright opening for New England, but it's been all San Francisco since. After Grogan called the timeout for the Patriots. Grogan having to put the ball in the air, and he's gone down. He could not find a receiver. Third sack of the game, Stuckey and Lawrence Pillars, but you can credit the secondary. They just blanketed all of the receivers that Grogan sent out.
No question there. Grogan looked downfield, had some time originally, but everyone was covered. He stepped up a little bit, tried to buy some extra time. Still nobody to go to. And I'll tell you, the last 5 minutes of this game, Steve Grogan has had some lumps put on him.
Ball now at midfield.
No, we haven't had much of a chance to talk about John Hanna, the 32-year-old offensive guard, one of the best in the game. Retired in May, came back in August. He returned an All-Pro, and he and Ron Meyer, of course, had some problems that they patched up that we'll tell you about. It is third down and 20. And Grogan fires up the middle. It's caught. Cedric Jones, short of a first down by a couple of yards, an 18-yard pickup. Bobby Leopold makes the stop on Jones. He's got a lot of speed, second-year player out of Duke.
2-yard line. It'll be fourth down.
30-6 is the score. The number 14 doesn't give up. Watch this reaction after the catch. He's going to like it. Yeah.
About time, I think he said. 4th and 2. Patriots, of course, going for it on the San Fran 32-yard line. Collins and Van Egan. We haven't seen that team for a while. Morgan, who has it, and he's in for the touchdown.
It was a great block, though, by Tony Collins, who picked up a safety blitz on Rick Jervis that allowed Grogan to get this away, and he had it right on the money. 49ers gambled, really had guessed right. Brought in Jervis from that side, but Collins went over and picked him up.
Second touchdown reception of the year for Morgan. That's what he's done today. Big play receiver. He is the only receiver in the NFL to average 20 yards or more per reception in the last 6 years. John Smith with Tony Eason, the rookie from Illinois Holding, makes the conversion, and the crowd in a derisive cheer. It was Smith who missed the conversion early in the game and missed the field goal. So it's 30-13 now in favor of the 49ers, and we have a lot of time remaining. 13:23 to go after the 32-yard touchdown pass Grogan to Morgan, but he kicks it deep to Carl Monroe, and Monroe at the 2. Head down, moves it up to the 22-yard line, and a penalty flag is down. Tackled by Keith Lee, who was shaken up before and came back. It'll be against the Patriots, offsides.
Offside on the kickoff. Number 83, kicking team. Penalties declined. First and
Cedric Jones was offsides, and so the penalty, as you heard, declined by the 49ers. They'll take it over 1st and 10 at the 22. John Hanna. And what did he say yesterday, Ron Meyer, about Hanna and his relationship with him?
Well, I'll tell you what he said about Hanna. He said he was the best football player he's ever been associated with, and that includes guys like Bob Lilly when he was down in Dallas.
And he also said that if he couldn't get along with him, he'd have doubts about coaching in this game. Craig going outside and wide, using up some time. Johnny Rembert makes the stop. Meyer said, if I can't get along with John Hanna and work whatever problems I have or can't relate to him, then I really have to seriously consider my role as a head coach.
He said, I doubted myself when I lost Hanna for his reasons, and he went down personally and talked to him and had meetings with him. They got it resolved, and number 73 is back, and many people around the National Football League and so-called experts think that he may be the greatest offensive lineman that's ever played this game.
And a pretty good farmer, too. 2nd and 9 at the 23. 12.5 minutes to go, and Bill Rain charges up the middle and moves it on out to the 27. Montana 23 of 32 passing for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns. Came into this game ranked 2nd in the NFC. He's thrown to 6 different receivers, with Dwight Clark his favorite with 6, including a touchdown, and Russ Francis fine day, including a touchdown for him.
What was impressive about Montana was the start when he stumbled twice and called for 2 sacks and didn't get flustered, didn't let it perturb him, calmly collected everybody and got it going again.
On 3rd and 3, Montana to Mike Wilson. And Wilson should have the first down and does at about the 33-34 yard line. So Mike Wilson, the former Dallas Cowboy in his 3rd year, gets into the act.
I'll tell you, Dick, he might be starting and definitely playing a lot more for any other team in the league. I'm talking about number 85, Mike Wilson there. He plays behind Dwight Clark, but he's got great ability. He's still young. He's about Clark's size and perhaps a little bit faster.
Nehemiah is in the game now, number 83, and he's split to the right, Clark to the left. 1st and 10 at the 38. Ring and Craig are the setbacks, and Bill Ring goes off the left side and moves it out to the 35. Penalty marker down. Illegal procedure, backfield in motion, called against San Francisco.
illegal motion. Number 51, offense, decline. 2nd down.
Randy Cross. It'll be 2nd down and 15 at the 33-yard line. Leading rusher for the 49ers is the quarterback, Joe Montana, with 41 yards. 2nd and 7. They declined the penalty. 2nd and 7 at the 36, not 2nd and 12. Here's the rushing story. That wasn't to be. That's a big statistic. Roger Craig is upended by Roland James. That was the big set of numbers that we just saw. The rushing statistics in this game, because the Patriots came in with a superb running attack. And that was supposed to be the lesser of the 2 evils that the 49ers had to offer.
At the stage of the game now where Bill Walsh says you have to do two things in the fourth quarter as you look at that graphic. First, you have to rush the passer, and then you have to be able to run the ball to protect your lead in the fourth quarter.
And Ron Meyer said the 49ers get about 150 yards. We won't win this game. Right now he's a prophet. 35 at the 38. Bill Ring goes in motion. Montana on 35 is Chase. Has some room, but looks downfield and is going to Carl Monroe. And Monroe has it at the 30-yard line. Rick Sanford brings him down at about the 13-yard line.
Brought down by Rick Sanford.
51-yard play.
Just like it was drawn up, huh?
You're right.
They say, and it's been said so many times, nobody ad-libs and maneuvers back there better than Montana, and you see why here. Constant vision downfield. He seems to have the sense of where everyone is, who to get it to. He may have been even going for Dwight Clark there, who knows, and overthrew it to Monroe, but I kind of suspect that he saw number 32 back behind Dwight Clark.
Whenever he's rushed out of that pocket with those quick feet, he's always looking downfield, and that's one of the great assets he has. Carl Monroe with a big catch for him.
And it's so demoralizing to a defense to get it played pretty well like that, flush him out of there, and then still he turns it into a big game.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line, and up the middle is Bill Ring. Good block by Bubba Paris. Clayton Wysoon had a hold on him from behind, and so now the 49ers will be content trying to bang it in now. They're up at the 6-yard line.
What Billy Ring told us about his initial tryout with the 49ers. He had a one-day tryout, and they told him there would be about 75 other guys. He said he showed up, and they were lined up out to the street. There were about 500 of them. They had him run a 40 and run some pass patterns, and kind of liked him, but he just had a tough time making any ball club for a lot of years.
Second down and 4 at the 6. Montana rolls out, and Carl Monroe can't hold on as he's turned around. Made a pretty good attempt just to come as close as he did for that reception. But Monroe really made a fine play here.
Made a good adjustment. A little bit of a rollout here by Montana. Threw the ball on the run, and it was a touch behind him, and Monroe almost came up with it.
You know, getting back to Bill Ring, he went out with a young lady whose father was an insurance agent, Norm Hecker's insurance agent, and he said he told Norm about it. He ended up calling Hecker to find out, hey, can I come back for another tryout? You know, that's around the world in 80 days with Bill Ring, it seems.
The Raiders, Pittsburgh twice, and up in Winnipeg before anybody would keep him.
Third and 4 at the 6-yard line for Joe Montana. Right part, can't hold on, and he's met by a lot of Patriots. I think Dwight is very happy with the treatment he's gotten from the New England defense today. It'll be 4th down.
It has to be part of anybody's defensive scheme when you're playing the 49ers. If Dwight Clark catches a short ball to get as many hits on him as possible. And so I think he's pretty used to that now, because it's been happening to him for about 3 years.
4th and 4 at the 6-yard line, and Ray Wersching, who's 3 for 3 today. His longest from 45. This will be his shortest from 24. And the kick is good. So Ray Wersching having a terrific day. He's 4 for 4 and still hasn't missed on the year. He's 8 for 8 on the year. And tack on his conversions. San Francisco. Yeah, haven't tried to run much. That's true. You can look at the numbers, I guess, any way you want.
Yes, you can.
Wersching will kick off. Robert Weathers is back. And Robert Weathers at the 1. Takes it out to the 21. Let's look at some scores around the league in the National Football League. Atlanta was trailing and tied Philadelphia at 21. Bartkowski 2 touchdown passes to Bailey. The Raiders 1-point lead over Washington. Raiders could stay unbeaten if they hold on. Cincinnati over Baltimore in the 4th quarter. Colts are no longer patsies. Tampa Bay we don't know about. Green Bay 55-7 against the winless Buccaneers. Chicago leading Denver 31-14. And Seattle leading Cleveland 17-9 in an AFC game in the 4th quarter. First and 10 at the 21. In motion is Stanley Morgan. Grogan, of course, way behind, has to throw. And he gets it out this time to Tony Collins, who goes out of bounds. Picks up the first down at the 33. 12 12-yard pickup. Ronnie Lott is not back, but he's up and around. Had a twisted ankle. Tim Collier took his place at the left cornerback position.
Ball is spotted at the 33.
8:06. More scores. A final. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Houston Oilers 17-10.
Dallas coming back again. They have been doing that all year long, falling behind, and then coming back at the end to win.
Boy, they really are doing it. About the cardiac hit of the Browns a few years ago. Dallas is doing it every game. Grogan is sacked way back at the 21, and we have some penalty flags down, too. Dwayne Board got to him. Well, the 49ers looked to Dwayne Board to start. Their record in the last 3 years when number 76 has been in the lineup, 20 wins and 6 losses. And that's as a starter. Without him as a starter, they're 10-28, so they got to have him in there no matter what.
What makes them feel especially good about him is the fact that he's back all the way from knee surgery. He's had 2 knee operations in the last 3 years.
The 49ers have much more depth up front than they did. Board was hurt, of course. Other guys like Kugler and Hardy have come on.
Holding, number 24, offense, decline, second down.
They decline it. That'll be the 4th sack by San Francisco. They had 8 last week against Bartkowski. 12 in 2 weeks is nothing to frown about. And Robert Weathers holding on the play. Decline, 2nd and 21 at the 22-yard line. Time remaining, 8:02, 4th quarter. Tough afternoon for that man. In motion is Stanley Morgan. Receivers are covered. And Tim Collier made a fine defensive play on Cedric Jones going over the middle. He's batted the ball down.
And that's when you know you have good speed, or a player with good speed. When you make a play like Collier just did, running across field, step for step, with one of those speed burner wide receivers, and then still be under control enough to reach around, knock the ball down without interfering. Who's that in there? Hicks, number 22, came in and delivered a blow at the end just in case.
In Collier's case, it was just a case of being with him all the way. He was with him all the way, and he could make that play look that easy. 3rd and 21. 33 to 13. 49ers in front. Grogan tipped. And it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. We have another penalty flag, however, down at the line. It was tipped by Bobby Leopold, but there's a penalty at the line of scrimmage. And then there's another one back where the 49ers were anxious to get to that receiver, it seemed.
That was Rick Jervis, who got there a little bit early because the ball was tipped. He had it timed up that if it hadn't been tipped, he'd been making a hit the minute the ball got there, the second the ball got there.
Because the ball was first touched by the defense. We have holding, number 75, offense.
Bob Kreider, I think the greatest graphic illustration of what kind of pressure the 49ers are putting on, knowing that Grogan has to throw, all of the holding penalties that the Patriots are.
Well, I think so. You know, I mentioned it just a little while ago that this is the favorite part of the ball game for any defensive lineman. They know they've got the team in the corner. They don't have to worry about the run. They can just keep coming. Leopold, number 52, linebacker on the nickel. See, he's up there playing a screen and check flares and things like that in case the back slips out. And he was agile enough to get a hand on that.
I always say, you want to know what's happening in the game, just look at the scoreboard. That'll tell you. Freddie Sullivan is back, and Tom Orris has not had to do much punting today. Camarillo, excuse me, same number. Camarillo punting, and Solomon calls for the fair catch at the 31. They're right about Orris, but he wasn't kicking. Camarillo punts to Freddie Solomon, a 47-yard kick. And the 49ers will take over 1st and 10 on their 31-yard line. 7:42 to go. They lead 33-13, and you can look for the ball to stay on the ground when we come back. .742 remaining in the 4th quarter. Joe Montana running the show for the 49ers. They have it 1st and 10 on their own 32-yard line, leading by 20 points, 33-13. In motion is Mike Wilson. Play action. Montana going up on top on 1st down to Ronaldo Nehemiah. And Nehemiah covered by Ray Claiborne all the way. So Claiborne says he's a speedster, so am I.
Actually, Nehemiah had to slow down some. Montana couldn't quite get it out there for him. He really outran the throw.
Ray Claiborne on the defensive.
See him have to slow down here. Nehemiah number 83, and then Claiborne over the top to make a good play.
2nd down and 10, so Montana was trying to strike for a big one there on 1st down. Maybe thinking the Patriots expect the ball to stay on the ground. 2nd and 10. Here, loss on the play. Roger Craig is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Dennis Owens, the nose tackle. Johnny Rembert also in on the play.
They're down 13.
3rd down and about 12. There's the time remaining here at Sullivan Stadium. It's called Schaefer Stadium, named after Billy Sullivan. He's been here all along, first with the Boston Patriots and now the New England Patriots. He's the president of the ball club, and I tell you, I think the franchise probably is in solid shape as ever been right now. Pat Sullivan's done a good job as GM. Got a lot of young players. Sullivan goes in motion. 3rd and 13, and the pass intended for Carl Monroe. Incomplete and 4th down. So we didn't see the 49ers use up much of that clock on that series, and they'll have to kick it away.
I think I wouldn't be a bit surprised at the next offensive series for the 49ers that we don't see Matt Cavanaugh, who I know would like to come in and play in any situation against his old teammates and in front of the fans here.
There is Tom Orris right there.
Now you got him.
He's not kicking for both teams, and he's punting for San Francisco. He is at the 15-yard line, and Clarence Weathers is back for the pass. The 20. Starts his move. That's a good one. Here he goes. On the sideline, out of bounds into San Francisco territory at the 45. 35-yard return by Clarence Weathers after a 51-yard punt. And the tackle by Blanchard Montgomery. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the New England Patriots.
For just $15 per person, you can enjoy a flight.
Checking to see whether there was a penalty marker down.
Flights leave every hour on the hour.
And there was.
For information, call Eastern Airlines.
And it was a holding penalty against
Schedule your flight and
the Patriots. It should nullify that return. Let's wait.
Final score, Pittsburgh 17, Houston 10.
And not only did it nullify that 35-yard punt return, it's going to set it back to the 11 now.
Holding number 59, receiving team during the flight of the kick. Penalty is from the spot where possession changed. 1st and 10.
Tim Golden, the guilty party. Next week, CBS Sports presents an NFL doubleheader. In the Northeast, you'll see Washington and St. Louis, followed by Philadelphia at the New York Giants, starting at 12:30 Eastern Time. And in the West, New Orleans and Atlanta, followed by the Rams at San Francisco, starting at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Next Sunday doubleheader for the viewers watching this game on CBS. So in the East, you'll see NFC East battles of note and NFC West for our viewers in the Bay Area and the Pacific Coast. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. 6:26 remaining in the 4th quarter. Grogan with a short drop. Drills it out, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Stanley Morgan.
Niners with several defensive substitutions in there now, Dick. They've got Bob Horn in at linebacker, seeing his first action of the year, coming out right now because I think the nickel's going in. Ed Judy.
Green Bay 55, Tampa Bay 49.
Where is it? No, it wasn't Judy. Well, you wanted to get him in there. Blanchard Montgomery, number 60.
I did wanted to see him in there. Bob Horn, by the way, is in, and of course he had been on injured reserve. Wearing number 55. Grogan is 13 for 24. 210 yards today. 2nd down and 10. And Grogan coming out finds Cedric Jones. It is a fumble. It is a fumble. The pass was complete. And Eric Wright came up to make the hit on Cedric Jones, who lost the ball, and it's kept by the Patriots.
Grogan just took another shot when he released in by Ron Ferrari. Well, I don't know how he's continuing to get up. He has taken some blows out there today.
Came out of Kansas State. One time had the likes of Stanley Morgan and Harold Jackson, Russ Francis as receivers. He likes these receivers, says they have more speed than the old group. They have a lot of promise. 3rd and 3 at the 18 for Grogan. 5.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Draw play. Mosi Tatupu. And Tatupu brings it up beyond the 30-yard line. A first down and a good call. Ron Ferrari and Rick Jervis make the stop on Mosi Tatupu after a 13-yard pickup.
Grogan said enough of that. Get these guys off me for a while. That draw play's good.
Just over the 31-yard line.
Final score, the Baltimore Colts came from behind and beat the Cincinnati Bengals 34-31. So now the Colts are 3-2 this year. Tatupu, meanwhile, has gained 25 yards and 4 carries. At the 31. Grogan dumps it off to Tatupu. Penalty marker down in the backfield. Tatupu is close to a first down, but the marker was down in the backfield, and we will have another holding penalty against the Patriots. This may be against Darrell Haley, the second-year tackle from Utah. How do you keep Fred Dean out of there, huh? Haley would like to know.
Holding. Number 68 offense. Repeat, first down.
It'll still be first down, and as Wayne Walker previewed for us, Matt Cavanaugh is warming up for the San Francisco 49ers, and it appears that the former New England Patriot will get a chance against his ex-mates next time the Niners have the ball. Meanwhile, it's 1st and 20 back at the 21-yard line. Grogan up top, completes the pass to Clarence Weathers, gets by a defender, Ron Ferrari, and carries it up to the 44-yard line, and a first down. So it was 1st and 20. And Grogan found Weathers, who did the rest on his own. Hicks and Holmo combined to make the tackle. 24-yard pickup, and there is Matt Cavanaugh, the former New England Patriot, who actually was the starter for 3 games last year warming up. An injured player. Patriot is down, and it's Clarence Weathers. That's the 2nd time he's really been shaken up.
Oh, you notice, though, that on that run, why Grogan likes these young guys. Tremendous quickness by Weathers, who juked out Ron Ferrari about halfway through it.
In the 4th quarter, Atlanta, after seeing their lead fizzle, has regained the lead over the Eagles at 24-21 in the 4th quarter. And the Raiders are now leading 35-20, we understand, over the Washington Redskins in the 4th quarter. Raiders 35, Redskins 20. Plunkett with 4 touchdown passes. We told you about Baltimore beating Cincinnati.
Look at that. Canay score. Lofton, Jefferson. Kaufman, Dickey having a great year.
Epps. Chicago.
Mike Ditka needs one there.
Don't forget, following the game, we'll have a wrap-up of all the scores. Highlights. Dallas leading Minnesota after the Vikings had led most of the way. By the way, the Packers have scored 49 points in the first half today, which is an NFL record. Brett Merv scores and highlights coming up after this one. And Weathers going off on his own power. Don't forget, next week for the viewers in the Northeast, it'll be an NFC East smorgasbord with Philadelphia and New York, the 2nd game of the doubleheader. For the viewers out west, they'll get to see the Rams and the 49ers at Candlestick Park, and we'll be there.
It's one of those games that Bill Walsh was talking about where he doesn't have to talk to his players before they play the Rams or the Falcons. That they get themselves stimulated for those teams. This is a kind of a game really when they're playing somebody like New England they don't know well, that he has to motivate a little bit more during the week than normal.
And maybe even exaggerate a little bit about the team they're playing. 4 minutes remaining now in the fourth period. First and 10 at the 45. Grogan with time and is going deep. It's tipped away. Derek Ramsey was the intended receiver, and Rick Jervis, Tim Collier back there, Dwight Hicks, and Milt McCole. Give them all credit. They were back there covering. Ron Meyer now has to think about getting his club ready for next week. You know that the Colts won to make their record 3-2. So you got to hang in there and stay with them. New England plays at Baltimore next week. Other scores: Seattle rolling it up on Cleveland in the fourth quarter.
Dallas again are starting to put it away now in the fourth quarter.
Grogan back on 2nd and 10. Pass caught at the 48-yard line and fumbled. Stanley Morgan, and Rick Jervis appears to have recovered. Rick Jervis recovers for the 49ers after Morgan caught the pass. That's the third turnover, and Milt McCole with another good hit. He's looking better and better.
You know, he's a good young linebacker. Grogan going off. It's been a long day for him. There's the last part of that reception and fumble. He's in there digging at the ball. McCall, number 53, and just kind of pries it away.
Working from their own 39.
And there's Rick Jervis. Forced a fumble last week, recovers one here. So Matt Cavanaugh, as you kind of indicated, is in at quarterback for the 49ers. He started for the Patriots the first 3 regular season games last year. And like Russ Francis, a homecoming for him. There's number 6. Roger Craig goes outside. Gets to the 45-yard line.
I think it was interesting yesterday when we were talking to Steve Grogan, what he said about his relationship with Matt Cavanaugh.
A good one indeed. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes starts it off, followed by Alice. One Day at a Time, The Jeffersons, Goodnight Beantown, Show They Must Love Here, and Trapper John M.D.
You said goodnight to Beantown 2 nights in a row.
That's right. That's right. It's a very fine city. Alan Kennedy replaces Keith Farnhorst at right tackle. Jesse Sokolo, the 11th round draft pick, in at right guard. So crossing Farnhorst. Job well done. Bill Ring gets a couple of yards. Wysoon, the tackle for the New England Patriots, who led 6-0 early in the game. Missed the conversion. Montana with touchdown passes to Russ Francis, Dwight Clark, and 4 field goals by Ray Wershing today, the longest from 45 yards. Grogan has thrown touchdown passes to Derek Ramsey and to Stanley Morgan. 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 2 at the 47 for Matt Cavanaugh. Out of the University of Pittsburgh. And Roger Craig turning, gets the first down and more. He was tripped up by Clayton Wysoon. Matt Cavanaugh, this was the deal for the draft choices coming up next year.
Matt Cavanaugh will be a free agent at the end of this year. There has been some speculation that he might want to go elsewhere.
Well, he had a better chance of starting in New England than he does in San Francisco.
Elsewhere doesn't necessarily mean this league,
as we all know. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Slicing to the 35 is Bill Ring. Using up that clock, the 49ers been in firm control. Doug Rogers makes the tackle. The 49er offense shows about 160 yards rushing and 262 passing. So they're at 420 some odd yards, and they had 500 just a couple of weeks ago. This is a fine offensive machine. This is our 2-minute warning, and the 49ers have it 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line. Matt Cavanaugh, the quarterback. Last year, He threw a 75-yard touchdown pass to Stanley Morgan, and that was the longest touchdown pass in the AFC. 2 minutes to go. The 49ers will go 4-1 with their 4th straight win. The Patriots drop down to 2-3. Roger Craig with Bill Ring blocking. You can't get by Don Blackman, who comes on and forces the play.
Still hustling.
An opportunity for us, Wayne, to, as we look at Blackman, to feature some of the offensive linemen who never really get a call from us. Talking about Kennedy, the former Redskin, and Jesse Sapolo, the former University of Hawaii player on the right side.
Kennedy had a tremendous battle with Bubba Paris in training camp for the starting position over there on the left side. And Sapolo, a rookie out of Hawaii, who the 49er coaches think is a tremendous athlete and will be helped down the line.
And on the left side, John Coma, 3rd-year free agent, who was reactivated this week. 3rd down and 7 for Kavanaugh. He can run for it, and he will, and will get the 1st down and run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 49ers, of course, will now go against the LA Rams, who are getting underway just about now against the Detroit Lions. The Rams at 2-2, but gone down hard those last 2 games to Green Bay and the Jets.
Yes, they have. They're a much improved team over the last year or two with John Robinson. They have a great talent in Eric Dickerson, running back.
Bill Walsh seems upset, and the Patriots are too.
He just wants to get this wrapped up.
I think so. 33-13. Once again, 49ers eating away at every period of the game. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Roger Craig tries to go wide and equal to the task. The likes of Andre Tippett of the New England Patriots. Craig looked holding his hip a little bit as he goes back into the huddle. So the 49ers in their first full game without Wendell Tyler end up out-rushing the opponent for the 2nd straight week.
They held up extremely well, and as we've done a couple of times a day, you got to credit the guys up front for that, because no matter who it is packing the ball, they're the ones that make it go.
And of course the defensive play by the 49ers, particularly against the run. 33-13. 25 seconds remaining. Don't forget, we'll be coming up with scores and highlights. Brent Nerve will have it. We'll wrap up. Bill Ring to the 24-yard line. So the home teams had won every game between these two except for today. The 49ers led 2-1 in their series. Everyone had won at home, but for the first time, a visiting club had won, and the San Francisco 49ers have now won 13 out of 14 on the road, 4 in a row, and 9 in a row on artificial turf. The final score, San Francisco 33 and New England 13.